Greetings. I'm listening.
Great to meet you.
I've been expecting you.
For the good.
You come get the voodoo.
Hey there.
And you are?
Light be with you.
You come to consult the spirits?
Welcome to Orgrimmar. Have you come to serve the Horde?
Shiny. Sail here. Me buy and trade. What? Sail here.
Hello
me
and
buy
welcome to
and
Control
trade.
Alt WoW, the
What?
podcast for those of us who play video games like Final Fantasy and No Man's Sky and dabble in virtual reality. Today is Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025, and this is episode 828 entitled The Control Alt WoW Catalog. I'm April PVD, and with me is Grand Nagus. Grand Nagus, how are you today?
Hi, I'm feeling much better. I had a little health issue last week. I was a little under the weather, and so we couldn't. I couldn't get out of bed. Really, I was like really weak, and wasn't fun. But and it was really hot, so that didn't help either. And
Oh, I
since we
bet.
don't have AC over here, it's not good. No good. Not a good combination. But I'm finally over it, so we can continue on our merry way.
Excellent. Now, if you're wondering about the title, I got an interesting email from someone who was saying that they, I'm going to read the email first. We'll do the other emails later, but I wanted to explain the title. She wrote, "Hello, I have been a very long time listener as far back as the Burning Crusade for WoW. I started playing WoW in mid-2007. I don't really play retail WoW anymore, mostly WoW Classic or a particular Wrath of the Lich King private server." That's interesting. I didn't know I didn't know there was such a thing until there's a mod for World of Warcraft. This is me, April, talking. There's a mod for World of Warcraft for VR, and it gives you the feeling of being in the game in VR, but you have to use a game controller or a keyboard, so it's still not, as ready for prime time. But I was wanting to try it because I wanted to go back in, look at my guild, look at the stuff I have, but you have to use a special server. So I never did it. But anyway, she goes, oh, my screen just changed. She goes on to say, "I'm emailing today because I do like listening to the older podcast episodes." I thought that was really interesting that someone is listening to our older episodes.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing about it that's interesting is one of the reasons I still do the podcast, and that that I kept doing it even when I was doing it solo, is that I didn't want the catalog to go away. There are podcasts out there that we used to listen to. There's one on Doctor Who that I really loved. I think it was called the Torrin Tavern or something. And they stopped doing the podcast, and they stopped providing for the server, and all their podcasts went away. So I don't want to see these things go away. So it was very interesting to hear from, her name is Allison. She says that she does like listening to the older podcasts, yours and All Things Azeroth. That's interesting. Remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she says, Control Alt WoW seems to be missing a lot of episodes. For example, 1 to 6 are available, but then 7 and 8 9 are missing. And likewise 11 and 12. So I went through, and they show up on the list, and I can link to them. They're just not showing in the pod. So I'm gonna look into that. I haven't had a chance yet, but I did put a link for 7, and I'm gonna do some the rest of them. But I just wanted to mention that's the title of today's episode. So we have been doing something interesting, haven't we?
Yes.
And if you look in the show notes, you're going to see a picture of 2 characters in No Man's Sky on, I think is that on I think that was on my freighter. And it's me on the left and Grand Nagus is on the right. But you're going to start to tell you about your week on Final Fantasy 14, right?
I am, yes.
Okie dokie. Take it away.
So we have a few things going on. We have the Moogle Treasure Trove event still going on. That's about halfway through. It's usually about a month in duration, and it started on July the 8th. So that's roughly 15 days ago. So that's, yeah. And since I expect the patch to go live on the 5th of August, that means that is halfway time now this week. And it lasts until the release of patch 7.3. So, and you can go, and I put a picture and a screenshot in the show notes where you can see the 3 Moogle locations in the respective big cities, in Limsa and in Yokudanya and in Uda. So you know where to go to find those. And then if you want to see what content there is, what rewards you can get, you can go to the special website for the event, and you can see there a guide to how it works, since they changed it a couple of event cycles ago. And you can see the items awarded, the list of it, and the name of the item, and how many tokens, how many tombstones you are required to turn in to get whatever reward you want. The other thing that's going on that is kind of big is, since it's the end of the patch cycle now, we are going to have the second letter from the producer live in the lead up to patch 7.3. And that is happening this coming Thursday, so the day after tomorrow, July the 24th, at 10 GMT, which is going to be, let me see, that's 6, that's 12, that's going to be noon Eastern time. Yeah, noon Eastern time it should be, if my math is correct. 10 GMT and 8 p.m. AEST, so Australian time. We are not going to have, as most often times, sadly, we're not going to have English audio, so you have to rely on the Discord, on the translations in Discord. But the charts that are being shown in the LLP or is going to be English and Japanese, so you can at least read what's going on. Or if you want, you can tune into a whole bunch of streams. Like for instance, Sarah Jane, she usually streams the content, the live event, or Preach Gaming might do it too. So there are a few that are doing it. Arthur's does it. So there are a whole bunch of the Final Fantasy streamers where you can go and watch it. So it's going to be like, if you know your Japanese, you can go and watch on YouTube on the Final Fantasy channel on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Nico. I don't really know this. That's a Japanese streaming service, and I'm sorry for butchering that. But yeah, you can go to any of those three services and watch there. That's the stuff that's going on overall. One more thing that might be interesting is, since we are in the last third of the month, we might see the first hints of reward of the event page for the summer event coming maybe next week. So I will go over that once it comes out on the next show, but you might get to see it a little earlier than we are releasing our next show. So just wanted to mention that, because I assume it's going to be 3 weeks until the event happens or starts, and it's usually 2 weeks long. And they don't want to start an event right on top of a patch launch. And since that is likely going to be, as I said, the 5th of August, having at least 1 week later being the 12th, which is a Tuesday, sorry. That would be at least the 12th, if not that's the 19th then. So either the 12th or the 19th would be my guesses to when the Midsummer Festival thingy is going to drop. So there is that. Then, as for my personal content, I've been doing a whole bunch of setting up of glams and leveling some crafter jobs. I mentioned last week that I was going to set up the Eorzea collection profile, and the picture that you can see in the glam section of the show notes is the first glam glam attire that I'm going to post here. I'm going to post one per week, so you can see what my characters run around in. I really like this one because I found the robe, the jacket, and I thought, what could I do with it? I really liked it so much that I thought I have to find something. The only problem with it is that the jacket is not dyeable. So I had to find something that corresponds with regards to the colors, the color palette. So I found a few items that I had in my glamour dresser and in my armor, and then threw them together, and this is what came out. This is an aiming set. Aiming is the DPS ranged job role, sorry, which includes dancer, which this is on at the moment. You can see her weapons in the third picture, and she holds them in the hands. And the second one, other than dancer, is machinist, and the third is bard. So you either have the fist, the chakrams, or you have a gun or a pistol, or you have a bow and arrows. So those are the three options that you have for weapons with the aiming set, with the ranged DPS. I'm going to try to show off different roles for the attires, and not always go for the same role. So there's going to be a little variety in it. And yeah, so this one, I don't think I've had to use any dye at all in this set. I'm just looking quickly. There's one. The shoes are dyed black, but that's soot black. That's the cheap dye. So that's not something that is relevant. And as I said before, the chest piece, the jacket is not dyeable, and the black hat isn't either. So I went with a top to bottom flow of colors. So you have the white, the black hat, and the white feather leading into the white and red of the jacket, and then going down to the red and black, and then all the way black at the bottom of the shoes. Oh. So it's a nice flow of color of the three colors in their various combinations. This is something that I like to do to have to not have it be too monotonous. And yeah, so again, I really like this this piece. As for housing, the only picture that I have for today is the newly created apartment of Jordbærmarmelade, my friend's Lallerfeld. We have she has made this little picnic area. You can see the picnic basket in the background in the show notes, and the two little cushions in the front. I really like these areas where you can just sit and look out, watch the sunrise, or watch the stars, or in this case, if you were able to see below the loft that I'm sitting on, you would see a fish pond with real fish swimming around, so you can sit there and watch the fish swim around. It's really nice, and then have nice mellow music, or like nature's sounds. Doesn't even have to be music. So that's really something that I really appreciate in the game, that you have the opportunity to make it your own in so many ways. I showed off a few months ago. I showed off the stargazing deck, where you can just walk up, and then you have your seating area and the books, presumably about astrology and astronomy, and you can just sit there, and on a starry night you can just watch the stars, watch the moon pass by, and watch sit on the shore of the beach and watch the ship sail past, and then have a picnic basket there if you want to as well. It doesn't always have to be that much action. It can be really quiet and thoughtful as well, and you can just sit and appreciate what the game looks like.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we get to the big one?
Oh yes. So you can start how you've been doing it, and then
Okay,
I'll
so
chime in when we get to
so
the point where we will
was
play
it last
together.
time or the time before last? We talked about No Man's Sky, and I said, "Oh, I have this game too."
Right.
And I said I only had played about an hour or whatnot, and I thought I might as well dabble in it a little more and look into it. And we talked about the different various modes, and I just couldn't. I didn't get it.
Right.
So then you told me that if I played normal mode, I would get that tutorial, and that really did it for me. That
Right.
was all I needed, so to speak.
So just to elaborate on that, there are all these different ways you can play.
Yes.
And one of the easiest, quote unquote, is creative, where you
Yes.
get access to everything. So you don't have to do anything to get all the building stuff, all the parts, everything. You can just pull them out of the inventory kind of thing. But it does not explain what they do and how all the parts fit together or how they're affected. You can also play a one that's called Relaxed, which has some of the aspects of normal, but you don't need as much stuff. You don't need as much goods to produce things. But the normal way, and you can take it from here, it starts you off like you land on a planet, right?
You wake up on the planet.
Yes.
You come to yourself. You've been dizzy. You've been unconscious, whatnot, on the planet, and then you find yourself in a toxic environment, in a hostile environment. Be it toxic, be it frosty, be it heat, whatnot. A unsurvivable.
No.
Long-term unsurvivable environment, and you need to repair your exosuit. You need to repair your multi-tool, your weapon, and you need to go find your ship, find a ship. Those are the basic things, and then you need to repair the said ship to then be able to go out into space. That's like the essential core first steps.
Yes, the tutorial, basically.
The tutorial, yeah. And then you take off and eventually find a normal space station. Then you find the anomaly, which is the multiplayer hub. By the way, you asked me the other day,
right, why we didn't see anybody in the anomaly, and I realized that, and I saw it in the show notes that you realized it too. Once you turn off multiplayer, you don't see the other people, but the minute you turn it back on, bam, there they are. And the reason for that, so the anomaly is kind of like Ogrimmar. As a correlation, or one of the cities in Final Fantasy 14. But you have the option of making it so you don't see them and they can't see you. If it's not off, people can give you stuff. You can drop stuff on other people. And sometimes it's bad. I was reading on Facebook that there's this stuff called Kip Kip. Not the stuff you gave me, but just the actual buds. And you can get in trouble for having that on your ship. So one of the things people like to do is drop that on new players. And then they get scanned and get in trouble for having it in their inventory. So the anomaly is multiplayer, but you can turn it off if you want to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you can't turn it off completely. We figured that out. You always have the minimum option to invite or to play with friends.
Yes. Even when the multiplayer is off, you can still interact with people on your friends list. And
so the only way technically the only way to turn off multiplayer completely for yourself is to have a blank friends list.
Yes. And you can also have control over who's on your friends list, so you can take them off if you want to.
Yeah, sure. That's why I said.
And we experiment with that. Well, first let's go back to the first time. The first time we played, and you were in creative mode, it just didn't work. And keep in mind, I'm in VR and you are on your computer.
Yep.
And so it's like two completely different. Normally you wouldn't be able to play together, and I love it that we can play together. And we had a good time. I went to your ship. You went to my ship. And then when you went back to your ship and I went back to look at your ship, we had a little problem because I couldn't see you on the bridge. We'll have to bring that up when we do the if we try again, because we ended up having some problems. I did.
You had the problems, yeah.
I ended up,
and I'm so sorry for that.
Well, it wasn't. It's a big thing, but it's not a big thing. The most important thing is I did not lose my inventory, and I'm wondering, okay, so you end up collecting a lot of things, as well as ships and objects that you can put on your ship or in your base and stuff. And when we went in together, you have the option of picking which game save that you want to play with. And I played with one where I had a freighter, and you just have that one other than the creative. Did you ever go back to that one?
To the creative?
To the first one you made.
To the first...
Save.
So the very first was the creative. No,
okay.
I didn't.
All right. So I'm on one. You can have various saves that you can work on. It does seem counterproductive if you wanted to work on. Some people do jump through different saves, but it's just, and that's another interesting thing. I mean, I guess it would be like having a different character in WoW or in Final Fantasy 14, but you do so much work and you get so much stuff. It just seems like it's counterproductive to jump back and forth, but you can do it if you want.
The only thing that I can like off the given rudimentary knowledge that I have of the game so far, the only advantage that I would have of jumping back and forth was if I had someone to help me
Transfer
over some stuff.
Yeah, you could do that.
And then I would be getting a freighter in each save, regardless of which one. It doesn't matter in this case, and then stack my freighter with plants. Maybe not absolutely plant, because plants you can plant anywhere, and they are not location relative specific. No, what I want to get at is the stellar extractor, because the stellar extractor extracts from different things, from different types of star systems.
Okay, so I tell you what, we're going to put that on hold, and when we get off, the next time we play together, when we get finished here or maybe tomorrow, we'll try that and see how that works. But let's first of all, let's talk about when we were playing together. When he got back on his freighter and I couldn't find him, we decided, I said, well, let me go back to my game solo and then come back, and maybe that'll reset it. But when I went back to my game, my freighter was gone. And I couldn't find it anywhere. There are certain things you can do to summon a freighter. You can even summon a freighter into where you are, depending on where you left your freighter. And the thing that's impossible to grasp is that this world is huge. And as you're going from one solar system, I guess that's what you would call it, to another.
Yeah. It's the solar system, and the big thing is the galaxy. So solar system.
So you're jumping from one to the other. You could be getting way away from where your freighter is. You can always go to your teleporter in either the anomaly, which is crazy because you can summon this base where you can see the multiplayers and you can get quests, You can summon them you can summon this anomaly anywhere when
Yep.
you're in your ship in space.
Yep.
Okay. And so I couldn't find my ship, my freighter. Okay, now I had my ship. The other thing is, on your freighter, you store your ships, but I could still get access to my other ships, and I could see the progress. Another thing you can do with freighters is you can hire these frigates, and Grand Nagus knows more about it than I do, and send them out on missions. I could still see the updates.
How long
of
have
the
you?
mission.
Sorry, how long have you played, and how long have I played?
You have gotten so much information, and you are teaching me a lot. So I'm really glad you have jumped on board this, because I am learning so much more. Even about the technology, about the scanners, about the different little things, and the biggest thing you taught me was when you hire these ships to work with your freighter that you send out on missions, there are different types like support and combat that I wasn't aware of. I was just picking random frigates and saying, come on and work for me.
Yep.
And they also use different amount of fuel. And so I was getting, which means that you have to go out and farm or buy or somehow get the materials to get these frigates to be able to do the missions. But the missions are so amazing because they come back and bring you materials for other things that you use. So I lost my freighter, but I ended up getting it back. Not getting it back, but I could go to a fresh freighter and say, I want to buy this freighter. And when I buy the freighter, all my builds, and keep in mind, and we are just scratching the surface of No Man's Sky. On your freighter, you can not only send out these frigates, but you can also build a large room, a bay. You can make your spaceship. You can make just enormous stuff. So on my freighter, I have my storage devices, all my storage cubes, 10 of them, 0 through 9. And I have my refiners. I have my gardens for to grow stuff that I can make money from. And I just have a lot of places, cool places that I can hang out at. I'm going to put some pictures in the show notes at CtrlAltWow.com, CtrlAltWow.com. So anyways, we are gonna try again and figure out what is causing my freighter to disappear. It's and like Grand Nagus had said to me before, for me, it's not a big problem because I have been speculating and I had enough money where I could go and buy a new freighter for like 8 million units, and it was okay. And what was really perfect about it is there's a part in when you buy a freighter where you can say, I just want to swap it. So everything I had built on my old freighter just came right over. I think I would have cried if I had lost all that building I had done. Mm-hmm. Because we both were looking at YouTube channels, and we saw all these the amount of care and intricacy that people are putting in building on their freighters. And
insane.
It's amazing. We'll put some links in the show notes to some of those YouTube channels because they are just beautiful. But the thing I really want to talk about, and stay tuned for our next episode where we will talk about how we're going to experiment to figure out. We're going to try again. If I lose my freighter again, we're going to open up a ticket and try to figure it out. Maybe it's because we're playing together on 2 different platforms. That would be interesting. Or maybe it's just some kind of weird fluke that happened the last 2 times. Or, whatever. We're going to figure this out. But we got to do missions together. And that was so exciting. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, I started doing. I hadn't done any missions yet before you at the anomaly.
Right.
But I did them, the normal ones on the normal space station.
Right. The
Right, with
missions. The regular missions. Yeah.
but not the other ones on the anomaly. So when we did our first, and that was a pirates kill mission.
Yes.
And I told you that I came out there and I have I have an issue here because I have a second fight here going on. So we had the one mission that we were fighting and against pirates, and we had sentinels attacking at the same time.
Right.
So we basically had two separate events going on at the same time in the same area.
Right. But
So
we
that was
you even in. I mean, we had a little mishap, but we managed to complete the mission and go in and turn in and get our rewards. And we got some quicksilver and something else, and it was just it was really neat the way that we can play together.
Absolutely, and I did a whole bunch of those missions. I did by myself later on.
You were saying you were doing some where you were combining them.
Oh yeah, that's a different thing.
Oh,
those
okay.
were the normal missions.
Okay, those were the station missions. Okay, go
The
ahead.
station missions, but I still I can talk about the combining part. So I don't know what the max amount of station missions is that you can hold in your log. But first I went from space stations to space station and picked up, while I was browsing and looking for various things, like special rewards that I needed, like the frigate upgrade thingies to unlock stuff on the freighter, or I looked for what guild was the dominant one on the space station to turn in the donations and stuff like that. Or I wanted to buy expansions for my various devices like ships and multi-tools and so on. And while I was doing that, I found that it isn't that hard to kill the animals, especially the birds and the fish. Those two are the easiest to mass kill, so to speak. Cruel, but that's effective. Okay, so I picked up 3-4 of those missions together, and I think the highest amount I needed for a mission was 14 or 15. So I went and killed 14 or 15 animals, and that counted for all 3 or 4 missions that I had. So I turned them in just for killing that set amount for the maximum required mission. I could turn in the other ones too. So, and I did the same thing with the sentinels, kill sentinels. So I gathered 5 missions for killing sentinels, and the highest number was 8 sentinels to kill. So I went out and killed 8 sentinels and turned in 5 missions, which was, instead of killing 40, had they all required 5 or 8 sentinels to kill, I got off with killing only 8. So that was...
It's like if you did a crime, and it's the difference between doing consecutive or what is it? Conjunctive? No, what's the other one? Concurrent.
Yeah,
concurrent.
exactly.
Right.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah.
What are you focusing on now?
So I am still working on completing my frigate fleet. I think I'm at 25 now.
Oh, wow.
I had to release one of them because I was
No.
not paying attention. So I hired one too many of one type.
Oh, and that's easy to do. Now, let's talk about that. First of all, you can just go to certain places near the stations, and there'll be like a bunch of freighters with frigates around them, and the ones that are hireable will have a little like currency sign on them. And
yeah, like a green icon with a currency sign, exactly.
And when you go close to them, they will signal you, and then you can inspect it, the frigate, and then decide, there's a cost for it. They're usually between 1 million and I think the most expensive one I saw was 8 million.
Yeah, depending upon the class. Yeah.
Right. And the statistics of them. And then once you hire them, they come to your freighter. And what's really neat is they are in orbit around your freighter. So when they are in your system...
information, not in orbit, but yeah. Sorry.
Huh?
Information with your freighter, not in orbit.
Yeah, formation. Yes, they're in formation. Right. Yeah, they're in formation with your...
Orbit is around the planet.
Right, exactly. Yeah. In a formation around your planet. And if you go to the controls, you can actually go to them. And sometimes you do. I know when I first got my freighters, my frigates... It's hard to say that. Frigates. They kept getting damaged when they went out on a mission, and so I was constantly having to go over and repair them. But when they go out and every day, you explain the mission board because you know more about that.
Okay, so when you are on your bridge, you have your mission commander that you talk to send them out on a mission. You have your upgrade panel for to purchase upgrades for your freighter. You have the galaxy map, which is used to warp with your freighter. And you have the manage fleet interaction, where you can go and call up the UI to manage your fleet, which is what it says literally.
Right.
Then you can click on, you can see a list of all of your vessels, all of your frigates, maximum of 30. That's the highest number of frigates you can have. If you want to hire a 31st, I think, but I'm not sure, you have to release one first. I'm not sure if it gives you the option to say, wait a second, you are at your maximum. Do you want to release one of your other ones? If so, here is the chance.
Right, yeah.
Because in Final Fantasy XIV, if you're on your island, your tropical island, and you catch an animal for your pasture, and that happens, you are at a max of 20, and you have a 21st, so to speak. It'll tell you, wait a second, here is a list of the 20 animals you have in your enclosure. Which one would you like to release in order to be able to tame this one that you just caught? If you choose one, it'll be released and the new one will be added. If you ignore it, you just don't catch the new one.
Oh, I don't
So,
know how it works.
I don't know.
Okay, so we'll
I don't
find
know
out.
if it's the same way or if you have to preemptively make a slot free and go down to 29 before you can talk to a 30th, potential 30th frigate. That's just something the difference I'm not sure about.
Right.
So,
It's also where you can see what ships that you own for your own personal flying ships. And if you go down to your bay and you don't see the ship you're looking for, you can click on manage your ships. And then you can see the ships that you have. It's a very complicated game. There's a lot to it. But the mission board on, is it called a mission board? Or the missions that the guy there gives you.
Yep.
There's what, 5 or 6?
5.
Okay.
5. Yeah, 5. We talked about, I mentioned that the other day too. Normally, you have 5 different types of ships, of frigates, 5 different frigate types. And given that it's a max of 30, you would assume that you can have 6 set of 5 ships, right?
Right.
So 6 of each type. So you have 6 sets of 5. Why don't you have 6 possible missions to go on? Why
Maybe-
only 5? That's
Maybe they think
something.
you might have extra ships that you just hold on to for, some of the missions are specific. They're not all the same missions. Sometimes it's a combat mission. Sometimes it's
Yeah,
an
but that's why you have. It doesn't matter because you
Okay,
can.
we don't know why. Let's just go ahead and talk about what the actual thing is.
Yeah. Okay. So
We only have 2 hours.
So you have combat, exploration, industrial, trade, and support. Those are the 5 different types of ships. Support is the one that's most important because it gives you the bonus to fuel consumption for the entire fleet.
Which one is
And-
that? I'm sorry.
Support.
Support. Okay, right.
Support specialist.
Yes.
So, and that's the one that doesn't have stats. If you look at your ship, you only have 4 different stats, reflecting the other 4 types of ships: combat, exploration, industrial, and trade. 4 types of trade of traits of stats, but there is no support stat. Doesn't exist. The support stat literally is it supports the fuel consumption for your fleet, for your mission. So I have 2 screenshots as an example. I have 1 combat specialist and 1 support specialist shown. If you look at the top one, you can see that it has 4 different red markers with pointers to the respective areas on the ship. It's a little tough to see because they are holographically displayed, not vividly. You can't vividly see them,
Right.
but they are basically they show you that it's plus 15 for combat is the standard.
Okay.
So each a combat ship always has plus 15 combat. A exploration ship always has plus 15 exploration, and so forth. And then you have possible additional traits. In this case, my A-class combat vessel has mission guns, which is another 2
Massive
bonus.
guns.
Massive?
Yeah, massive guns. So they
Massive
got
guns, yeah.
gigantic
Yeah.
guns.
Yeah. Massive guns, which is another +2 to combat. And experimental weaponry, which is another +4. And solar panels, which is expedition bonus.
Expedition fuel +6 to expedition fuel.
Yeah.
So that uses less fuel because it's got solar panels.
No. Expedition. Expedition. Yeah. Sorry, it's expedition fuel. Yeah, I couldn't see that. Right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. So that's basically a mini support trait, because the normal support, as you can see in the second screenshot, has a -15 expedition fuel cost.
Oh, and that is -6 expedition fuel cost. That's not plus. It's minus. Okay, yeah. All right, that makes sense. So it's because it has solar panels, it does less fuel, and the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. I see. I learned so much from you.
Right. So then you have, and the support has additional a generator grid, which gives you another additional 9 fuel cost bonus, and remote market analyzer, which gives you 2
+2 to trading.
To the trading, exactly. And then you have the red one, which is haunted radar, which is a penalty of 2 to exploration. But those, since it's a C class, those red traits are only temporary. Because when they level up, and you can see, if you look at the circle, you can see it says 8%. And in the top one, it says 4%. Right?
Right.
That means that that's the progress of mission experience towards the next rank, not the next class. So you have to distinguish between the class and the rank. Every 5 missions, a ship ranks up. The first, I can't remember exactly how it is. A rank up is not always a class improvement. They will eventually rank up to level up in class. Every ship will. So you will, if you send them out often enough, all of your ships will eventually be S-class frigates. But it doesn't mean that every rank up will automatically be an upgrade to your class. So, and then eventually, when you rank up, you will get more traits or better traits. And that means that the haunted radar will go down 1 to 1 when the next rank up happens, or it will go away entirely.
Oh, nice.
Depending upon how RNG works out, I would assume. I'm not sure, but theoretically. So if you look at the list, your ship list in Manage Fleet, you can see the dots that there are next to the or under the name, where it has from left from right to left, it fills up the bar with the dots, 4 or 5 dots. And they are either blue, which indicates a blue trait, or red, which indicates a red trait. So you can see how many traits it has, each ship has, and each ship comes, when you hire it initially, as lowest as possible, is always 1 dot, 1 trait, because that's the initial plus 15 that you get with your ship. I have the haunted radar on 1. I have I think I only ever had 1 ship that had 2 red traits from the beginning, but that one is already down 1 red trait that has been replaced already. So yeah, that's that. My freighter, I haven't talked about my freighter yet. I've spent way too long, not going to go into how long, to get my S-Class freighter. I've named it Benjamin Sisko.
Nice.
The Benjamin Sisko, and in good Deep Space Nine manner, I've named all my frigates according with Earth rivers, just like Deep Space Nine's runabouts are all named, have Earth river names. So,
Cool.
So yeah, there are a few more frigates than there are names in the Deep Space Nine lore. So I had to come up with some myself. But that's beside the point. I bought my first ship to take apart. I saved the hull to eventually get started on a ship. When you build your ship, one thing that's very important you need to remember is that you can build your S-Class ship right out of the gate. You don't need to level your built ship. You can, but that would be stupid, kind of honestly, because you can just go and buy the S-Class core at the vendor. The only reason you wouldn't do that is if you don't have the nanites to do it.
Right. It's what, 6,000?
6,000 if you're at max rank with the respective faction that you buy it at. 12,000, it's 50% discount, so 12,000 with no discount. So, and that is not cheap, sure, but if you, the fastest way I got around to ranking up with the factions, with the 3 core factions, is just to accept pirate missions. Go out and blast away, because you don't only get rewarded with the mission rewards, you also get rewards for killing, for freeing the respective guild or the respective faction of the pirates in their space. The highest amount I got just as rep on the side, so to speak, as passive rep, was +8 ranking bonus. That was insane. I've never had that before or since. I think the highest otherwise was 2 or 3. 2 is pretty standard. 3 is rare, but it happens. And then that one time I got 8. That was really... And the nice thing is it doesn't stop. Rep doesn't stop in this game. So you always have... if you want to go out and farm some materials that you need to destroy cargo pods for, which you can do. You can go out and out of your space station and start shooting the cargo pods next to the freighters that have warped in. But you will receive a penalty, rep penalty for it, with the faction that rules the place, the star system. But if you acquire enough rep beyond max rep, you can totally afford it. So you have a buffer, right? Where you destroying cargo pods is really lucrative. So if you, I think it's like somewhat around 100 rep you need in total to get to rank 8, which is the max rank for the primary 3, or for the others as well. So, so I think I have. Last time I looked at one of my rank pages consciously. I think I was at just shy of 130. So that would mean I could destroy quite a few cargo pods to then get the 30 penalty rep. So, and I still would be at max rep with that faction. So there is another way of getting materials that you need fast. Just make sure that you have enough rep to take from.
There's so much to this game.
There's so much. Oh yeah. The last thing I wanted to talk about of mine is I mentioned my first ship that I bought already. The other one is I bought 2 multi-tools now. And I unlocked my weapons rack to display them. You do that. I think you do that on the anomaly. And then I'm going to put them on display eventually when I'm going to start my second row or third row of building, because that is still not where I want it to be. I still have 2 items that I need to unlock before I can start building. I thought I had the item that I need, but I don't. There's the double planter room.
Yes, the double cultivation room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then there's the normal one.
Right.
But then there's a biology room.
Right, and there's also one that you don't plant on. There's no place to plant, but it has...
that's a biology room.
Right,
yeah.
but it has carbon on the walls. There's plants on the walls. And
exactly.
It's
that's the one I don't have unlocked yet. That's the one I need.
It's really a cool place to set up a room. I set mine up, and then I put light boxes on the floor, and it looks kind of... And then I put the fireplace, and it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's it. That's it for me, for my part.
All right. Right. Well, I just want to talk a couple of things. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the quest line, which I'm not going to talk about because it's
Yeah.
it's really interesting because
Which one though? There are like
right.
so many.
There's so many. There's the one that you do on your base where you end up getting somebody to help you build science stuff, somebody to help you build that actually give you all the plans for the plants. And then there's one for doing the exosuit, the exocrafts. So you learn how to get all your vehicles and stuff. And then, of course, there's the Atlas one, which is the big one. And there's also one about finding a black hole. But those are all things people need to learn themselves. But one of the quests is the organic ship. And that one, it's very interesting. You do have to work for it. You have to go to a lot of different places, and there's a countdown between each one, so you can't just go and get your organic ship. But once you do get it, you find all these other things that were connected. Like, for instance, your freighters bring you, your frigates come back, and they bring you all this stuff. And some of the stuff is really just for you to sell and add to your, to increase your monetary value. But they have these psychonic eggs. Have you been getting those?
I've gotten various forms of brains so far, but I can't remember.
So you get, these psychotic eggs that you get, you can't really use, they're probably the brains too. They're things that when you open them, they actually are meant to go into an organic ship. And then they are the upgrades for the organic ship. So I put a picture in the show notes of my organic ship, and it is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. And it uses different things than what the normal ship uses. Yeah. And so I did that quest line, but I went back to my other ship because I wanted to get it up to S class, and I finally did that, and it is perfect and wonderful, and I love it. And like you, I've been buying ships to break things apart, and I'm waiting till I can get to that point where I can get that S level core to put my ship. I've actually gone through, and I have a C level core. So there's it starts at C, and then there's B, A, and S. Correct. And these are the levels for a lot of things, from your buildings to your ships to your freighters, and you can, they get better equipment and better abilities as you level them up. So I just wanted to point out, first of all, that No Man's Sky has taken the place of all my other games. So for Medieval Dynasty, instead of going out and building my buildings and collecting and gardening and stuff, I'm building on my freighter, and I'm gardening on my freighter, which is really cool. But I'm also still building. And I always wanted a kind of Sims-like game in VR. And I have it with the settlements. Now, you haven't started a settlement, have you?
I have the basic base, yes, but not a settlement.
Right. It's different because settlements are where the people walk around and they want you to do things for them.
I have a quest. Let me just see. Oh, no. Let me see.
So
where is
my first settlement, I had to go in and defend these people from Sentinels. And then once I won from the Sentinels, they made me the mayor. And then I had to go in.
The Settlers. My quest is called The Settlers.
That's probably it. Yeah. So I did that one. I got it. It's at the point when you first start, they never have enough money. And then you have to upgrade the buildings using materials from your supply. And I finally got them to the point where they are now functioning and not burning through money. And it's so satisfying. And they actually make things for me. And you have to go in and make decisions for them. And it's basically The Sims in No Man's Sky. But I decided to take on another settlement because one of the things you can do if the settlement is somewhere on a planet that you like. My first settlement is on a freezing planet and it's a high sentinel activity. So some planets are no sentinels, some planets are low. Then you have the high sentinel ones, and they like every time you go to grind or to gather anything, they're like, "What are you doing? We're watching you."
Yeah. And then you have the aggressive ones. Don't forget that.
Yeah, and the aggressive ones that come after you no matter what. So, and the sentinels are these little robots. And I had talked about it before, but now you know what they actually are. And they're devious because they're almost like a group in WoW because they are healers.
Yep.
And there's tanks. Yep. So you got to take out the healers so that you can get to the other people. Otherwise, when you're shooting one guy, the other guy comes along and he's just healing. The other robot is just healing them. So I want the thing that caught my eye, and one of the things about No Man's Sky is it has been out since 2016. So there's so much information out there. Like we learned about how to set up bases on our freighter and all this stuff. All the things that there's so much you can learn. And in fact, don't before we go, you're going to have to talk about what you learned about the repair kits. And so one of the things I learned is on the Facebook group is that you can build your base so that you are near one of your settlements. And if you can't build inside the settlement, but you can build far enough away and then slowly creep in. So that's what I've been doing. This settlement, and I want to give a shout out to Grand Negus on this because since this wasn't the first quest where I'm rescuing the settlement, in order to start this one, and I happened to be on a Gek planet, and they wanted those things called Gek nips, which isn't to be confused with the Gek, the pseudo weed thingy.
Yep.
So I needed 3, and and the sad thing was I had some and I had sold them. And it's interesting about this game is that it's a big learning thing. You're constantly learning and remembering and like, oh, maybe I should hold on to that. Or, oh, I got some organic catalyst from this guy, this merchant guy, and I sold it. But now this settlement building needs that to evolve. And that's the thing. You have to bring different materials for different buildings to level them up. So I have my new settlement. I named it PVD. Well, it was named something Unhardy, and I just added PVD to the other name. So it's PVD Unhardy, Hearty. I might change that. But I'm
that's another thing. Sorry that I'm interrupting. You can rename at any time. Anything that is nameable, you can rename at any time.
You can rename your
awesome.
ships. You can rename your planets. In fact,
yes, but that's not what I meant. I mean, normally if you rename, you can only rename once or give it a name once.
Right.
This game lets you rename everything whenever you want to. Whatever you can. Something that you can rename, you can theoretically rename constantly if you so desire.
And my original base on this, and I named the planet Rhode Island. My original base was Providence, but this new base I named Westerly, which is another city in Rhode Island. And So, anyways, I have this new settlement, and my new town is right next to it, and it's slowly. I'm slowly building into the settlement, and I love it. I'll put pictures in the show notes. It's actually beautiful. I put up some street lights, and I'm gonna put some sidewalks down because you can use any building material. And if you look at some of the stuff on YouTube, some people have done some amazing things with the building material in the game, and so I'm really inspired. So that's one of the ways that I've substituted my other games, and I'm playing. I'm doing battles. I'm flying the ships that you were talking about. That I'm making a new ship by going in and seeing ships that I like parts of, buying them, and then breaking them down, and now be able to put them together. And the best part is that when you do build your own ship, you can pick your own colors. So I'm really excited to make my totally purple ship. My freighter is purple, and most of my buildings are purple. And yeah, we're having a good time. So in our next episode, you will hear us talk about what we are trying to do and all the other things we're going to accomplish, whether we fix this bug, and if we can trade from one save to the other, and how that's going to work. Now, you want to tell us about what you learned about repair kits? Because I have a few.
Yeah, repair kits. It didn't turn out quite as well as I wanted, but because initially I looked at Reddit, and I looked for how to repair a Sentinel ship for the mission. And they said, just use a repair kit. So I went to YouTube to see how to use a repair kit, because it wasn't obvious to me. So it is kind of, because when you go and repair something quote unquote normal mechanic, you open the interface where it says you click on the item that is to be repaired, and then it has a little couple of boxes beneath it where it says these and these mats are required to repair, right?
Right.
And if you have a repair kit with you that is accessible to you, it will add that option. Or do you want to use a repair kit?
Oh, okay.
So it's very easy.
Oh, all right.
But
you just have to have it.
But you can't use it for repairing Sentinel ships.
You just have to have it in your inventory.
People said in Reddit that you can, but I figured I'd try it. But I found out the hard way that nope, that option is not available.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Or maybe it's something that got taken out with an update.
No, it's a different type of technology.
Oh, so it's just for the Sentinels. It does work for the Sentinels. It doesn't work for anything else. Okay, that makes sense.
Same as living ships. You can't use proper normal technology with them. Oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to talk about is did I talk about the stellar extractors? Yeah, somewhat, but not yeah. I put 4 into my freighter, but and you have to. And I was wondering why I could only extract or get chromatic metal.
Right.
Not that I'm complaining that I get chromatic metal for free. Anything but.
Right.
But there are still 4 other options, and I was wondering, how do I switch to those other options for the things to extract them? Well, what you do is you go to a different planet,
Right.
a different star system.
Right.
So that is something that I didn't realize.
All right. Well, let's get going. We have some emails. And we talked about the one about the show, about the shows, and I'm going to look into that. But we also heard from Kep. I love hearing from Kep. And he says, "Good day, Control Alt WoW VR crew," he calls us. Well, you can call us No Man's Sky crew as well. Kep here. So I played back through the Death Knight starting zone with my troll DK. Oh God. Remember the Death Knight starting area?
Mm-hmm.
First you had to run around in that one area and get revived and then go down to the main area. He said the first time in about 10 plus years, he was ruthless, slashing through the Scarlet Crusade with his massive 2-handed katana. Trolls just seem more ruthless with a 2-handed weapon. It is still my favorite starting zone. I've been doing quite a lot of time walking dungeons. The XP and leveling is pretty crazy, especially if you add some more XP boosts. I've also been doing the Treasure Goblins event as much as possible. I've gotten some nice transmog and the mount dropped. Inarius Charger. It's a recolor of the Terralian Charger, a very cool looking mount. I've also been running a lot of dungeons and raids. So far, I have managed to get the Smoldering Emberworm, Tombstalker, and Shark Bait, which I am extremely pleased about. The White Hawk Strider and the Razashi Raptor also dropped, but I already own these. Plus a lot of new transmog gear. The increased drop rate event, the Collector's Bounty, is really cool. There are people everywhere farming mounts and transmogs. Screenshots attached of mounts collected from various places. Anyways, hope you're well. Take care. Kep, Argent Dawn, EU. Wow, that's so interesting to think about the Death Knight starting area and that whole sequence where you have to go out and fight. Isn't there one instance where you have to fight with like almost like a plane? Not a plane, but you're up in the air.
No, it's Sinjogosa.
Yes, exactly.
No, not Sinjogosa. Sinjogosa. Yep.
All right, and the next one is from Rigamorti. Would you like to read that one?
Let's
Down at the bottom. It's just a short one, and he has a audio.
Yeah, I can read that. Greetings, Core Crew. Attached is my audio for this episode. I finished Path of Fire, and below are a few screenshots of my dealing with Balthazar. Balthazar, yeah. Was a tough fight. Oh, and screenshots of my V from another game mentioned in my audio. Rigamorte.
All right, well, let's listen to Rigamorte.
Greetings, Core Crew. Rigamorte here for another update. It's been quite a hectic couple of weeks. It all seems to be hectic sometimes. Work is slower because people are off on holiday, which is nice, but I kind of just get distracted with other stuff and have a lot of boring things to do. So it's the pluses and minuses, I guess, for that. Let's see what I've been up to. Since the last update, I finished Path of Fire expansion, and which was really good. And then I'm on to Living World 4. You can buy these Living Worlds. You get one for free with the first expansion, and the other ones you buy as they're like mini expansions, but they're worth doing because you get extra story content and make it all gel together, and it just feels far more linear when you do the Living World content. So yeah, I'm on Living World 4, but I haven't really touched it for a bit. I last weekend just gone, just recording today, or tomorrow. About a week ago, there was Steam sale on, and I picked up Cyberpunk 2077 and Witcher 3, and I downloaded Cyberpunk. I had the week off the other week. Was it last week? Was it last week? Week before last. Anyway, whatever it was, I had the week off that week, and so I was just using up some holiday, and I downloaded Cyberpunk 2077, and then it took over my life for a good, I think between Wednesday and Sunday, I played 40 hours of the game. It was just like, I got really sucked into it. It's all first person, so it's, it's really as close to VR without actually being VR. Sometimes it feels, because it's such an immersive game. There are, you run into, instead of running through people, you run into people and people react to you. Smash cars, they're like swearing at you and stuff. You can kind of go and eat food or have a drink somewhere. Some doors aren't open and things, but places you've been in will always be open and stuff. It's kind of cool. It's really, really immersive, and it's kind of, I suppose it's like the old Johnny Mnemonic kind of meets Blade Runner kind of a thing. It's just so good. So I'll, if I remember, I'll include a photo of what my V looks like. But yes, that's been taking over my life lately, and I've been trying to get back into Guild Wars 2, but I just seem to be loading Cyberpunk at the moment. They made the Witcher series, the same company did. But so I got that Cyberpunk, and I got the Ultimate Edition, which included the DLC. I think it was 32, which was like 70% or something off on Steam. So it was a really good deal. So yeah, that's been taking over my life, is Cyberpunk. Not a great deal else to report here. It's our cat's doing fine. I've been chasing our cat around because he likes to go out, and then I bought a attractive tracker, so I could find out where he goes. And gosh, he does get around a bit. So I was chasing the cat last night, which is not really chasing, just trying to find him, because you can sort of set virtual fences and then he's in the wrong area. So it's it was a nightmare. Anyway, that's not gaming related. So yeah, Cyberpunk is awesome. Red Dead I haven't finished downloading. I just kind of paused the download, and then Witcher 3 I haven't downloaded yet. But Cyberpunk, I'm trying to get back into Guild Wars 2 to hopefully push through Living World 4 expansion at some point. It might be easier to do that because I like to really get into Cyberpunk and kind of put my headphones on and immerse into it properly, and it's not the same when you just kind of playing while watching telly at the same time. But I can kind of do a bit of that with Guild Wars 2, which is a little easier to kind of manage. Anyway, so that's short and sweet, I guess, for me this time. It's been busy. Hopefully things will settle down again soon. Hope you're all well, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.
Oh, wow, rigor mortis. Yeah, I know that summer holidays does slow things around, but I like the fact that Guild Wars has a free expansion. That's really a good thing,
It's not free. It's you buy the game. But you get the first expansion,
expansion free.
with the original.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Now, I have been hearing wonderful things about Cyberpunk 2077. So, 40 hours, wow. I wish it was in VR. And so it's good to hear from you. Hope your cat's doing okay. I never understood an outside cat. I always felt worried about them. But if you can track her, that's good. And good luck getting back to Guild Wars 2. I know what it's like to get sucked into a different game.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we're going to be playing together in No Man's Sky. Are we going to do it today or tomorrow or another day?
Sure, no, we can hop on if you want to.
Yeah, when we get off here, so we're gonna try see what happens with the freighter thing. But mostly, even if I lose my freighter, I'm not gonna worry about it because I can quickly get it back. I just want to do some more Nexus stuff.
Yep, sure.
Yeah, and I want to see if you can come help me take out this Sentinel tower I need to take out. So we'll see how that works, and we'll try the thing with getting more stuff with the extractor. Anything else you want to talk about before we sign off?
I don't think so. Let me quickly. I'm in game already. Let me quickly.
Well, we're gonna see about maybe you sharing your screen too. That would be nice. While we're streaming on CTRL ALT on Twitch at CTRL ALT WOW if you want to watch us, and you can write us at CTRL ALTWOW@gmail.com, and our show notes will be at the same .com, which forwards to blogspot.com. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. And did you have anything else?
Yeah, as I said, I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh yeah. Oh, something that I don't know if I said that already. Colors that you buy, that you unlock, you can use for anything. Painting anything.
Okay.
So it's not just colors that you buy for your freighter, colors you buy for your ship, colors you buy for your settlement. It's just colors that you want to paint with. You can use it for any paintable surface.
Oh, how neat.
So just remember that. It is kind of steep. The price tag, but it goes for everything. So just wanted to make sure that that's probably why it's as expensive as it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is April PVD. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
And this has been Grand Negus. Rules of Acquisition number 19. Satisfaction is not guaranteed. Bye, guys.
Item received. Item received.